Headdy with Chronon, and I'd like to pass the host station over to Mr. Bo Steed. I'll see you later tonight for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.
I'm going to fall asleep wherever I go. I'm literally heading to bed. It's probably better to go to a bed for me. I don't have a room. Yeah, get all your stuff out. I mean, if I don't, I'm just gonna fall asleep here. I was expecting so many deaths. I'll tell you what. That's really good. I was like, you just might be too tired.
All right there. Hello, everyone. My name is Bo Steed. I will be your host for the next couple of runs and the voice for your donations. So, thank you very much for tuning in. And just to start off with here, I do have a $150 donation from Floyd GP, longtime viewer, first time donator, Save the People, and Skip Cancer. And I do have a $30 donation from @Ristic1. I just had to donate when one of the games from my childhood is being speedrunned. Thank you for doing this every year. It's incredible how this community can unite for the greater good and do awesome things. Just as a little bit of a reminder, we do have the Harmony of Dissonance run coming up not too far from now. There is a donation incentive for an any percent run, which is currently at $7,330 of $7,500. So just another 170 and we can get that over. So I know we can do it.
I'm actually, I miss you with running that.
All right, and since we've got a little chance here, we're going to go ahead and play a quick Twitch ad. We will be right back with you. All right, and thank you so much for your patience, everybody. We are getting ready to set up for Dynamite Headdy with chronoon. And we'll go ahead and get a couple donations in here. First of all, we've got a $10 donation from Beef Wizard. Good morning, GDQ. Chronoon is next, and I'm excited. Let's have a good run and destroy cancer. And we've got a $5 donation from Rama. Rayman's a childhood fave of mine, though I never could get past the music world. Happy to see it get destroyed for charity. Lots of love from France to everyone who's gaming hard and donating to this great cause. Let's punch cancer in the face. And there is a $10 donation from Other Michael. Rayman's always been one of my favorite childhood games, and even better to know someone who speedruns it. Woke up early to watch and support you. So wishing you the best on the run. And there's also a upcoming bid donation, Fire Emblem 8, Irika versus Ephraim. Currently, Irika's in the lead by, I'd say, just about $1,000. So anybody who's interested in the Ephraim route, go ahead and get those donations in. Though we've got a little ways before that's coming up. And there is an anonymous $200, $200 donation with no comment, but it is appreciated all the same. And there is a $100 donation in from Anonymous. Welcome to 2018 Year of the PB. Good luck, Glackham. Go fast. Runner's choice. And as another reminder, there is a Super Mario 3D World final level character pick. Bid war between Luigi, Peach, Toad, and Mario. Luigi currently has a commanding lead with just about $1,000 over Peach and more than any of the other contestants combined, which is just about as it should be. However, if you have any other preferences, make sure to get those donations in, as well as the Champions Road incentive, which is currently at $7,310 out of $10,000. So getting closer. Get those donations in.
Yeah.
All right, and I am told that we are ready to start Dynamite Headdy with chronoon.
Okay. All right. Hey, what's up? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna start, and then we can start explaining stuff. So, let's see. I'll do, yeah. I'll go do a 3, 2, 1, go, and then time starts. Basically, when Headdy lands on the floor. So, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, this is Dynamite Headdy. It's from 1994, released on Sega Genesis. It's a treasure game. One of their lesser-known games. You may have seen them play Gunstar Heroes, or yeah, they made Gunstar Heroes, Ikaruga, Mischief Makers, a whole bunch of really cool games.
McDonald's Treasureland Adventure?
McDonald's
The most
Treasureland.
important
The
one?
best one, yes.
Of course. Alien Soldier. Let's see. They even made Wario World, actually.
A very good company.
Yeah.
Almost everything they made is really good, and this is considered by everyone who's heard of it to be one of the best Genesis games. So it's definitely way up there.
Yep.
Definitely one of the most unique ones, too.
Absolutely.
Got good music, pretty unique design, very interesting story, and yeah. So real quick for the story in this game, it's basically you're a puppet, and you're in this theater world, and you're trying to save it from the evil King Dark Demon and his legion of toys. And
Wow, that's so unique, Chronoon.
yeah, it's fantastic. It's
This is our, I guess you could call him rival. What's his name?
This is
Maruyama?
Trouble Bruin. Maruyama is a Japanese name.
Oh, that's right.
I'll point out a few differences between this and the Japanese version.
Who is definitely not a cat.
Yes, definitely not a cat.
Apparently, it's a bear.
He is a bear. In the Japanese version, he's purple. They changed him to brown specifically so he would look more like a bear, and it didn't really work. They also made him always angry because Americans can't understand the concept of happiness. It also made him harder. Something you'll notice in Dynamite Headdy is that the American version is exceedingly more difficult. In this version, the balls like all fall down and you have to dodge between them, but in the Japanese version, like one falls down. It's way, like, it's not hard. You would have to be really hard pressed to
Well,
actually
the ones that
die
you
there.
absorb in don't do damage either.
Yeah, that's right. So we're like going to each of his like key masters to defeat them or something, right? Like
Yeah.
it's-
Just going through the town, going
Yep.
through the tower.
each of these doors is tutorials. Obviously, we don't need those. And now we're in the game proper. It's a 2D platformer where you throw your head at people to destroy them. Very similar to another game we'll be seeing pretty soon.
All right, nice. Yep. So you have 3 buddies that help you out. This one's Hangman. All right, getting these nice slingshots here. And basically, you kiss him to get sent flying. That's the gist of it. That was Headcase there. He gives you power-ups. And there's all sorts of power-ups that you can use to increase your mobility and make boss fights easier.
Right now, that just makes us run faster, throw our head further, and jump higher. If he could get that in a 1 cycle, oh, yeah, good job, just in time.
Okay, I have to wait for the pinhead there. Just go through this maze. Game starts off relatively slowly.
Well,
Still
here,
casually.
It'll pick up when we get to the bosses.
you hear throughout the game that he'll get secret bonus points. That's just like a little like secret feature they added in the game. You get bonus points in each stage, and they give you a certain amount of points. It's just a neat little thing
It's
they
fun.
added.
Yeah, there's 39 of them throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
They don't really do anything. They're just cool to get. Although some of them you have to wait quite a while. Get through the randomness of like this boss, for example.
Chronoon, this game is really weird.
I know. I love weird stuff.
So you'll see us often picking up the hammer because it hits twice as hard, so we can beat that boss in a 2 cycle. I love the voice like acting in this game. I cannot believe it is just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quite a bit of voice samples in this Genesis games. Comes out pretty clearly. And yeah, I stand there basically on the edge of the 3rd tile just because that's where you're going to be moved automatically when the score clear starts. So just a really tiny time save, but
Here we see Heather, a mysterious woman who just takes every key that you get.
yeah, reminds me of Nex. It's okay. She'll help us out later. Unlike someone. I'm kidding.
He doesn't seem too bothered
Let's not
about
throw
it. He's like,
shots.
all right.
Yeah, just moves on.
So one of the things you'll notice about this game is that like every level is incredibly unique. It's not like, I don't know, an example Mario, like you play a level, yeah, they're different designs to the level, but this is like different mechanics in pretty much every single level, really pushing the Genesis to its limits. You can move like on the foreground, and it is actually pretty tricky to hit these guys on the level that they
Yeah,
are
it's-
because you're constantly moving.
Yeah, it's really hard to line those up.
In the Japanese version, there's also a hammer there, which makes it easier. Again, they took it out for the American version. I'm not sure why.
Nice little glitch here. If you just turn around, animation gets screwed up. Okay, this is one of the first more difficult fights.
Shout out to Boogs, one of our friends.
All right,
Good
good enough.
fight.
Good fight.
Yep.
You want to be on the right side so it knocks you back faster.
Okay, so more boss fights coming up. This one is probably the one where you're actually going to be shooting the most times with your head. It'll be easier to see when we get into the fight itself. Usually it's more about timing your hits, but this one is a lot more about speed. Also about dodging.
Care for a donation in the meantime?
That'll be perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we've got $20 from Bob157. Got to get my donation in for Dynamite Headdy. Forget Sonic, this guy should have been Sega's mascot. Donation goes to Runner's Choice.
All right, now we're at this guy. Want to talk about the one cycle?
Yeah, I have no idea how it happens, but it's
I
just
don't
kind
think any of us do.
Yeah,
So-
we've had a task to look into it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much RNG. There's
So-
just a very slight chance we can get it. Basically, we'll clear out all the health in one go if it happens.
Yeah, so you have to target different parts of its body, then the heart will be vulnerable. And depending on, I guess, where it's walking, if you like take all the pieces off, there's a chance that it'll just have a really long animation before it jumps up in the air, and you can one cycle it that way.
You'll notice there's a head you can grab that's like kind of like a fat chubby face. If you grab that, you're just wearing a mask and can't move, so you have to be very careful to grab the correct head case.
Yeah, you can't cancel it either, so you
Yep.
just got to sit there and wait for it to go away.
And you'll be dead by then.
All right, we've got a $60 donation from Bad Scott. I had to donate during Dynamite Headdy, a game that still haunts me from my youth. Good luck to Chronoon. Donation and a secret bonus point go to Runner's Choice.
Awesome. Okay, so this next world or scene or whatever you want to call it coming up, it has a bunch of neat tricks coming up. Hopefully I can get most of them. It's fairly fun. It's actually my favorite scenes. So let's see, go.
It has like the most, I guess you could say, movement tech with when you fall into a bottomless pit, you don't immediately die. Instead, you get bounced up. He goes like, "Oh no," or something like that, and you use that to get pushed in the correct places sometimes.
Yeah, so we'll be using that at the end of the stage.
Don't worry about that skip either. It was just kind of just a neat little thing. Something with like
Grabbing
With
this
the
bomb
yeah.
for quick kill on this boss here.
as it does 8 damage, and this boss has 16 health. So it does half its health right there.
Good.
Okay, and we've got a $500 donation from Jimmy.
Wow.
First time watching the runs, keep up the great work, and proud of the cause.
These poor creatures. Look at them. Now they're not
Yeah.
happy. Now they're dead. It's sad. And this we use a
Nice.
use recoil to jump on top of the tank. Otherwise, you have to knock it above and have it fall at the perfect time.
Okay, so here I'm gonna set up a trick. I'm gonna stay on the right edge of the screen.
Wow, that's slow down.
Yeah, there's always lag there. Sometimes not. Usually there is. Okay, let me just get through this part. Well, it'll be self-evident.
This is
Yep.
this is a bunch of
There we go.
memorization because you're at the right side of the screen. It's a little bit faster.
Yeah, I skipped about a screen length worth of stuff on the side. There's one thing we didn't point out. Like when you skip that tank, it puts like some graphical glitch in like the top of the
Oh.
screen.
It's okay. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was hard to see. It's just like this weird like green block.
It has a hitbox too, which is really odd.
Yeah, it can hurt you. Oh, nice.
Again, we're on the right side of the screen. He's hitting these fans to stop the spiral from blowing around.
Yep, and so just leave the stage early. For some
Are
reason,
you ready for the hardest boss, chronoon?
Man, this is what I was worried about. Okay, right.
Nice.
Wow. Good job.
A dialogue skip. Yeah, so we read the dialogue view. That little fairy right there just tells you that Heather already took care of the job and got the key and left. So you just move on.
It's in the Japanese version. It says the boss was here, but now it's gone, or something like that. So they change around stuff. In the Japanese version, there's actually a lot of dialogue, but they remove like almost all of it in the American version.
Yeah, there'd be dialogue right here in Japanese, but no.
When I said the hardest boss, I meant this one.
Oh yeah. So this is Stair Wars. For the longest time, I thought that you can manipulate the RNG here. I went almost crazy, like spending hours practicing this, finding every single possible way to do it. There's no way.
We were sadly mistaken.
Yeah. So this is all RNG. But there's 8 hits on this guy here. All I can do is move him back and forth after I hit him. But when he charges at you, you can't control when he does it. You just land a hit. Wait. So in the Japanese version, this is an auto-scroller actually. It's set pattern. It takes 2.5 minutes. In the American version, it's a huge amount of variability. It goes anywhere from like 4 minutes or more to like 1 minute. So yeah, RNG is hefty in this game.
Shout out to Mickey Mania. Reminds me of all the time. You think this would be a good time for several donations? Because it's literally
Yes.
just this the entire time.
Sure, we'll get a couple in here. We have $5 from Anonymous, Good Luck Chronoon, and Liz the Goddess. Liz, I hope you're prepared with a hefty bowl of bouillon.
Jesus.
And $30 from John M235. Lost my stepfather to a brain tumor in 2016. This is an amazing cause. AGDQ, SGDQ always brings me so much entertainment, and Dynamite Headdy is probably my favorite game ever. So it seemed like the perfect time to donate. Good luck, Chronoon.
Good taste.
Thank you.
He is not being kind to you today.
Yeah, luckily I don't have a timer to really stress myself out. Just relaxing, enjoying the atmosphere.
Yeah, this is really familiar territory here.
This is why I run the Japanese version.
Yeah, I'd recommend if you're gonna play this game, play the Japanese version first. It's easier, and a lot less RNG.
Like the American version could be faster, but the Japanese version is just nicer overall. Also, when you're playing the game casually, the Japanese version gives you like 5 continues, and you get none in the American version.
Yeah, you have to hunt them down after the bosses. That's the little T blocks that come out of the bosses. If you get like 15 to 17 of them, you get an extra continue. Otherwise, you don't get any.
What's your world record on this, Chronoon?
37 minutes, 33 seconds, and that was mainly because of Stair Wars. Some other stuff too, I guess. Stair Wars always helps.
What was What's the world record in the Japanese version?
I think 37:40 something.
Okay, so American is slightly faster.
Yeah, I mean you can get pretty far down.
You got a secret bonus point, Chronoon.
Yay.
Good job. If you get a secret bonus point in there, that means you reset.
Yeah, that took like 2 minutes. So oh well.
Again, with the unique, interesting gameplay styles going around in a circle here. Treasure, we're like way ahead of their time with this.
Yep.
Well,
Even though the Genesis did not have Mode 7, they had really creative ways of, you know, copying that style.
All right, and we're almost. Oh, not yet. Right after this one.
Yep, 2 mini bosses here.
So we use another new head on here. It's the freeze head. So you just get under him and hit him a few times. You can't mash because when you mash, it's actually slower than doing it perfectly timing.
Okay, so I missed, well, killing the boss quick enough, so we have to wait on this animation cycle in the background, 6 seconds. Boop. Alright. Okay, now
Yum,
this
yum.
is a pure execution boss, and
You want quiet?
I want to get this in 2 cycles. If not, it's fine, but this is a very tightly precise boss, so let's just do it.
Oh.
Rip.
Alright. So basically, if you get absolutely perfectly, it's 2 cycles it, and the 3rd cycle he does something different. She does something different. So it takes a long time. You'll see it right here.
And I think you said that's like a 2-frame window each hit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's really
Cinderella
precise.
does this, and now you play from this angle.
Yeah, we just turns the tower on, no big deal. But yeah, so missing that costs 30 seconds. Pretty hefty. It's not a run killer, but with so much RNG in this game, it's something that's definitely helps a lot to get. No, I don't deserve that, but thank you.
Oh, no, that's okay. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
That's like one of the main things we practice. We practice that and what's his name? Twin Freaks. The main 2 things.
Gatekeeper.
Yeah, and Gatekeeper, definitely.
Yeah, Gatekeeper is a nice mix of RNG and execution.
Appropriately named.
The perfectly
Yeah.
named boss.
That'll be
also-
the next biggest time save / loss. Won't be for a little bit though.
I don't know if we had a chance to mention like the stage names too. In the U.S. version, they're all different, and they're all like puns based on movies. So like Star Wars with Star Wars.
I think it was average. I think about on par. with the
You
new
like
movie.
Gradius, Chronoon?
It's good. It's good. I should say this is like an auto scroller here. Really not much to talk about. So if you want to read some donations, you got plenty of time.
Sure, and we've got a $5 donation from Anonymous, and I have a feeling I know why he doesn't want to be credited with this one. If Headdy had a loaf for a head, would he be Dynamite Bready? If he lost his hair, would he be Dynamite Sheddy? Just be careful on the run, Chronoon, or he'll be Dynamite Deady.
Thank
Try
you.
not to lose your head over the puns.
Is this person my clone?
Oh goodness.
Some good puns.
Because we were
thank
just
you.
talking about puns too. Good timing.
All right, there is actually something to talk about here. Basically, we do this boss in this specific order. The like mouth will shoot out these ghosts that just follow you around and are incredibly annoying. If you hit the crane early, it actually starts like regenerating the crane, right? Something like that. So it takes longer. So you have to be careful to hit this back cannon before you hit the crane.
Yeah, it like adds health for some reason. I don't know why they designed it like that.
And now it's just standing here and hitting the crane, basically. So we could probably do with another donation.
All right. Well, there's $150 from Scott223. I played a lot of Dynamite Headdy as a kid, but was never able to beat it. I was very excited to see it on the schedule for AGDQ this year. Donation goes to Runner's Choice as thanks.
And it really takes a while for this crane.
Yeah, and the Japanese version takes twice as long. It takes half a minute for it to just go up and down. And then when it falls down here, it takes twice as long in the Japanese version. Very interesting. I'm not sure why they decided to extend that.
We need the rocket for the next few fights. Basically, there are 3 heads, You have the parrot, which if you get, you lose. We have the like
Parrot's
ship,
so good though.
the tri-bullet, which allows you to aim in both directions, which we used for that boss just then, and now we use the rocket the entire time, so it's just a straight laser. You can't turn around.
All right, so this boss is actually pretty difficult because there is a pretty big time save here. You can one-cycle this boss. It is slightly RNG dependent. We're going to see if we get it or not. We want these little wheel dudes on the top and bottom to stay on screen. If they go off screen, it's fine. I can conserve some health. Otherwise, I need to be constantly giving damage to Trouble Bruin here. And we lost it, but that's fine. It stays 15 seconds if we get it, but it's alright. So he's just going to go back now. Otherwise, he'd stay on screen, go do like one more cycle back and forth. It's pretty tricky though because luckily I start out with a lot of health, but in this fight, like you tank a lot of damage. I'm not
Be
doing
careful.
too good of a job dodging those bullets either, but it's pretty. They're big hitboxes on Headdy, big hitbox on the bullet, and you don't always have a lot of time to move. The only way to like save yourself is to bump into Trouble Bruin's face there and take just 1 HP of damage. So it can get pretty close. Worth going for. But yeah, that's it for this stage. Gotta say goodbye to Trouble Bruin for now.
Stop.
Get out of here. Bye.
It's one weakness. Stop sign.
Okay, so I have low health here, but fortunately the stage is not a scroller. Never changes. You can't even save any time here. I've tried. Like I can maybe save a frame off hitting the split button early.
The test here is really fun to watch because it just bounces all over the place.
There is a trick. I'm not going to show it because I'll die if I do it. But in between this top and bottom routes here, you can actually squeeze in between them if you get like squished right on that sharp diagonal point. But I'm not going to go for it. Just going to keep alive.
You'll probably get one more donation because, again, it's literally just shmup, just moving around the same thing every time.
All right, sounds good. Well, there is a $50 donation from Jesse Lockhart. Always look forward to GDQ time. So awesome to see the speedrunning community come together for such a wonderful cause. Gotta donate during Dynamite Headdy. Such a weird yet cool looking game. Thanks to Mecha Richter for introducing it to me. Good luck, chronoon. Get those secret bonus points.
Or don't in the case of Star Wars.
Yeah, no. I got it, so we're good on that, I guess.
Do you guys like existential horror?
Yeah, I do. I love it.
Wow. Well, I can't wait till we
Ever
literally
play
shoot
Parodius?
shoot this person in the head for their entire life. This is Babyface. Are you guys afraid of babies? Because I am.
We'll get rid of the baby soon enough, don't worry. So yeah, it's a sad little life this boss lives, you know. Get to see it grow up and kill it too, so.
Something
Kinda
about this
miserable.
boss. So after this, you don't want to shoot it. Why is that? I don't fully remember.
Just because like as it masks come off, like if you shoot it, it'll just take like a slightly bit longer to have the mask come off. Just like some frames.
So baby turns into Ken doll. That's very interesting.
There is one time save here, RNG, of course. We haven't found any way to do it consistently. I don't think I got it. We'll see. Yeah, no. So he's doing 3 finger attacks instead of 2, which would save 8 seconds, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I think it's dependent on like the timing of your first shot to the timing of the last shot. So I think you like just barely have enough time to get enough shots in to do 2 cycles.
Okay.
And now we have like an old washed up like 80s action star.
Duke Nukem?
Yeah, Duke Nukem.
I mean, he's really conserving on ammo here. Just
It's
got some-
time to shoot lasers and grab things.
I mean, instead of Mighty Boot, you have Laser Eye. It's a nice trade-off.
All right, and now it's time for the hardest form. It's the old man form. You never know what old men are capable of.
Okay, and
So
that's it.
And that's it. He grabs us and has a heart attack. The end.
Yeah. There's his ghost. Bye.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
And then he explodes.
Yeah.
Another try.
He's got another try. He'll come back next run. Another try in life. Maybe he'll kill me someday. Or anyone. Alright.
So you can actually soft lock here if you're in the upper right corner and you mash through the telly screen. You can't move over fast enough, so you just kind of lock in place.
Thank you.
Okay, that's actually the last gatekeeper. Or the last,
The last keykeeper.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
it's
now it's time for
Are you the
gatekeeper.
keymaster?
time for the business.
Yeah, so it's just
Time for paradise.
trick stage,
It's so pretty. It's the easiest game in the level.
cats and cows.
Nothing's going on. Are you gonna get the extra bonus point?
Yeah, I'll try.
Good. Yay. Yay.
Okay, so here, this is a reason why she has those keys. This is the gatekeeper.
Basically, you want to be on the other side of it when Heather throws the key.
Yeah, and it's RNG how many jumps she does. It's 2 to 5. Jumps back and forth. Just don't want to have her face the wrong direction. It's pretty simple.
In the Japanese version, this is like a geisha girl, but for some reason they turned it into a robot.
I mean, it'd probably just be lost to American children.
We wouldn't understand. Us Baka Gaijin wouldn't understand.
Probably
a
because the
geisha girl.
second form's terrifying.
Yes, that too.
Yeah, it's like its jaw like unhinges.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
It's amazing.
So yeah, that's end of the nice like happy part of the game. Now we're going to approach Dark Demon. There's this castle right there.
So we're gonna wager you get Beano first try.
I mean, it'd be a riskier bet for head case, but yeah, why not? Why not?
So its jaw would like unhinge and its claws would come out. It would turn like reddish. It's terrifying.
Okay, head case
And-
Beano. It's Beano.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that
Knew it.
Yeah, that's a
Always.
figure bonus point, but it's completely random if you get them. So that's just unfortunate luck.
All right, good, good.
So he always attacks the head. So as long as you have the head
Nice.
up away from
Good
your
fight.
body, good fight.
Yeah, there we go. That's the best fight you can get.
Yeah.
Other than the Beano.
Yeah, okay. I already
Yeah,
like
sorry to
suppressed
jinx
that.
that.
But that like he made it look easy. That fight is really difficult.
Yeah, fortunately we didn't have to deal with the rest of that fight. She'll jump around a lot more. You have to time your grabs on the bomb. And then even if you grab it early, like sometimes she'll just do multiple claw attacks out of nowhere. Again, this was the boss I was talking about. This mix of RNG and execution.
Gatekeeper.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes. But we were lucky today. So that's
Exit.
Yeah, so like
That's
when
awesome.
he grabbed the bomb the first time that did damage, he was like he grabbed the bomb and hit her at the same time. So like it did bomb damage when he hit her.
yeah, that's a pretty tight window.
So
Very helpful though.
right now we're trying to get hit by the little dudes because the rocket deals a lot more damage. Oh,
And this is basically damage boosted stage. Yep,
uh-oh.
that's fine. Little low health, but there's actually health right here. Should be alright. And
Yum,
we're
yum.
alright. Okay.
He's gonna walk into this pillar when he's about to get hit because the pillar does no damage here for some reason. So you get knocked back.
I don't know what that's a pun of, but apparently your fun's forgiven. So you can all breathe
You
easy.
can just go through these. Usually you need to get these like weird penguin guys to like walk on it and stand on it, but you can just go through it. And we grab and like it's almost like the those grabs from Rayman last run, where you grab it like from further away to go further. We use that to skip a little bit of the stage.
It's actually possible to beat this boss too fast because it doesn't like load the second form properly, so you just can't damage it anymore when you soft lock here. Or you can die, so it's technically not a soft lock.
I hope you guys like this head. This is the only time we'll be seeing it. It's a pretty cool head, but like it's not very useful. All right, so this part is it looks tricky, but it's like just have faith. Oh,
Okay, let's make it more difficult, I guess. Alright, no, whatever.
secret post.
Yeah, those blocks that say don't shoot, except for the one he just hit. You don't want to hit those because you'll get this one head that we haven't seen yet called the Fat Head. I was mentioned before that it just does very bad things.
Yeah, it makes your head all swollen. You can't cancel it. Takes like a minute. Slows you down. It's really pointless. Like, that's the point. It's pointless.
So we're just swapping between like up and down. Like I said, this game has a lot of very unique rooms each time. And with this boss, we just want to move the balls together so that they fall on top of his head when we swap it.
Okay, a little close to the reverser here. That's fine. Should bounce away. So you got 4 hits. There's 9 HP on this boss.
And we do have a follow-up donation if you've got a second.
Sure, sure.
So this is $5 from the Game Freak 000, who says, "Anonymous nothing. I have no shame in my puns and take full Dynamite credit for them. They're an absolute treasure and the genesis of all humor."
You got everything there. Thank you.
Yay! All right, so this is head case. There's a
Twin Freaks.
Twin Freaks. I'm sorry. He's ahead. I got confused.
He is ahead.
That another Beano. That one's like super rare too.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
At least I can
Yeah,
see if you do this
you can
fight a
do
little
the-
better.
Yeah. So you can one cycle, like it's kind of a one cycle. If you hit him perfectly, you're able to kill him without having to swap. But it is seriously a tight window.
You can manipulate the rate that the enemies spawn though, or like when they spawn if you just hold right at the start of the fight.
Oop.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can't damage him when he's upside down like that. Nice.
There we go.
Eh.
So that boss is like one of the rare cases in the Japanese version where he has more health. He has twice as much health, but his hitbox is a lot bigger. It's his entire ear instead of like the inside of the ear.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's a pretty sloppy fight. Like they were saying, you can beat him before you even need to reverse. You do have to get pretty much all the hits. But, I don't know.
A couple of them are really, really weird timing.
Yeah, it's another one of the rare few execution-only bosses.
All right, so this is, what's his English name again?
Super Finagler.
Oh, Trouble Bruin in the Super Finagler. Yes.
Super Finagler.
Oh, yes. So coming up here is this thing called the Pirius Skip, found by Pirius, runner of this game. So I'm just going to clip through the edges here. It can only happen on the right edge of the screen, but yeah. Don't really have to worry about anything.
It doesn't even really save time. This is pretty much an auto-scroller.
Just makes it a little bit easier.
A little easier, kind of fun.
Yeah. It definitely takes a lot of pressure off this level.
But like I said, mostly in auto-scroller, we're just avoiding spikes from here on out. So we could probably have 1 or 2 donations.
Sure thing. Well, we've got an anonymous $200 donation with no comment, and a $5 donation from Pancake62. Glad to see Dynamite and Headdy and Restar in this year's GDQ. Does have all those ands. Such a fantastic Genesis block. Good luck to Chronoon and Liz, and may great RNG be in your favor. Donation goes to Runner's Choice.
Thank you for the donation.
Thank you. Yep. Just gonna steal these lives.
You definitely need them.
And I will admit, a Pirius Skip actually does save a little bit of time. You just save a little bit of lag frames. So it's not completely useless.
So you got a secret bonus point there for breaking all the blocks. A lot of them are just really subtle that you wouldn't even know how you got them. They just kind of sort of happen.
Chronoon's not doing anything. This is a cutscene, basically.
You said
So-
you can soft lock here, right, in the Japanese version?
Yeah, there's a text bubble that pops up in the Japanese version right there, and if you're like spamming start, like whoop, right there, you can accidentally hit it too early, and the electric ball that was just there will just keep on bouncing, and the cutscene will just freeze like that.
There's another secret bonus point here. I think he's going to attempt for, but it's really hard to get. It's possibly the hardest one in the game.
Yeah, I just so this guy, he's like crazy. He's actually trying to hug me. If you're wondering what he's doing, I don't want him to hug me, but I'm
bear hugs.
okay with 3 hugs. Okay, that's 1. Just yeah, just 3. 4 is too much. I won't get a bonus point for that. There's also that giant machine shooting lasers at me, but whatever. Typical day in Treasure Land.
This is like surprisingly a long corridor. It's another basically auto scroller, but we are in the last legs of the game.
Yeah.
Right after this is the final boss.
Yep.
Unless you're doing 100%, where you're trying to get all the secret bonus points.
And the bonus stages, yeah.
There's a final boss at the end of the credits, which is a 17 minutes credits.
Yeah, it's a super secret final
Yeah.
boss, and basically, so this was all a play, right? This is all in a theater. I don't know if any of you remember that. It's okay. But yeah, you fight the director of the whole play at the end of the game. You beat him up, and he's like Hitman. He has bodyguards. He throws
Nice,
cash
you
at
got
you.
it.
Secret bonus point. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, so when he's locked in that spot, you got it. Because he's not going to do anything else, but it's just a little bit longer. And it just kind of blows itself up, and then you move on. And Bruin does a little dance.
Have a good amount of health here. I want at least half my health for the final boss because he does have attacks that can take away half the health. So it's good to just have that buffer. Okay, so Heather tries to act tough here. In the Japanese version, she says something. There, she just like moves her lips. All right, bye, Heather.
And they changed a lot of stuff, and they also changed the final cutscene, which we'll show. Basically, the story is that like smiley face on his necklace is actually him.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Oh no. Spoilers of a game where you're about to beat that was released 20 years ago. And he's like, no, I'm the greatest puppet. He was supposed to be given to the greatest puppet, which is you. And he like hugs you and like gets around your neck, and like at the ending, Headdy's trying to like drag him off. You'll see how they changed it for us Americans.
So you can tell what attack he's going to do based on what color the orb is. Like each color does something different.
We always want to go for the hammer if we can get it, because it gets double the hits. They also doubled his health in the American version, by the way.
Because the game wasn't hard enough.
Yeah, definitely. Shout outs to the soundtrack too. This song
Yeah.
is amazing.
The whole soundtrack is incredible.
So he's got a bunch of different attacks. We haven't seen the ceiling fall, right?
Fortunately, no. Yeah,
Yeah,
ceiling
that-
can take like 13 to 18 seconds.
It's the slowest one.
It is the slowest one. It's pretty terrible. But we're getting pinks, which is actually pretty good. So
He's got a laser. He's got like missiles that shoot up from the floor, and he's got 2 versions of throwing enemies and the
Yeah,
ceiling.
the missiles gave you a secret bonus point if you destroy all of them, but you can only damage it with hammer.
Yep. Oh, and he has like a laser that he shoots that's like vertical.
there we go. That's good.
All right.
There's one last one. There's a blue one where he sets up like a
One
barrier,
more hit, right?
shoots electric. Yeah, just the one more
All
hit.
right. So time's coming up in just a second.
Not when you kill him,
Yeah.
but when I stop moving. So that's
Alright.
coming up in a few seconds, and in time. All right,
Pretty good.
that's
Sub
going for
40.
a sub 40, so that's pretty good. Good
And-
RNG and alright execution, but I feel good about that. That's good.
Of course, we needed romance because Americans.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's Dynamite
All right.
Headdy.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a blast. All right.
All right, and thank you so much to Chronoon for that excellent run of Dynamite Headdy. Coming up next, we've got Liz the Goddess with Ristar.